I guess while we're loading it, looks like Rovsi will be our Orange Indians player. We've got Pete as the Red Byzantines, the Whisperer, the Blue Persians, Ebby as the Green Berbers, Windscreen Wipers will be the Teal Chinese, and last but not least, we have Francisco Ja Martins playing as the Gray Mayans. Nobody, what do you think of their civilization choices?
Now, there's a lot of different civilizations here. Since I'm non-Buble, I'm going to have to go through each of these in specific. So Indians, Orange. Orange, he's saying Indians for the fishing bonus. Yeah, it's a great choice on El Dorado. Also, economy's really hard to get up with a single town center, so the Indians could have a super strong economy. I really like that choice. Going over to the Berbers, I'll introduce 3 players. You can introduce the rest, I suppose.
Sure.
The Berbers, I'm not really sure what the point of that was. Their castles will be pretty good. They have enough stone for a castle. This is Castle Age start, by the way, with high resources. And I did mention that they can get up a castle right away, so we might see players go out really quickly here.
What the hell? Look at this opening from Windscreen Wipers. Okay, so he's got the stable, he's got the monastery. I've never cast a game like this before, so I'm not sure what the dominant strategy is. The Whisperer, he's going with the very standard opening, nobody. He's got 6 on sheep, he's got the 2 houses. What do you think is the optimal build here? I like the stable opening.
I like Castle and Petard Rush, to be honest. That's my favorite strategy. No, I'm serious, like dead serious. That's really OP. Yeah, normally we have time to introduce all the civs and all the players and all that kind of stuff, but I have the feeling that action's going to get started right away with these kinds of settings. Let's just quickly go through some of these other civilizations. Chinese have a good monk rush, very good versatility. The Persians, the Whisperer, blue, extra HP on their town centers, so 4,800 HP for their town centers. In red, we have Pete playing as the Byzantines, extra HP on his town centers, very good monks as well. And last but not least, we have Gray, Francisco playing as the Mayans. He's going for a castle right away and plumed archers.
Ooh. Oh, well. You know, starting the Castle Age means as well that you actually have to deal with the Scout Cavalry having the Bloodlines +1 attack and +1 defense right off the bat. Windscreen Wiper is moving out with some Knights incredibly quickly, mind you. And yeah, I do actually like the castle opening as well, because this is sudden death, so you can actually just kind of snipe off a town center. But poor Blue, getting caught off guard by an extremely fast Night Rush, only able to quick wall off one of his villagers, and needs to get a monk to defend himself. So a lot of action coming immediately, and Orange already in the middle.
Yeah, Blue's getting like completely wrecked here. he's just barely going to get that castle up, which is really lucky for him, but Windscreen Vipers is in the complete control here. However, I don't know if he's thinking about this, but the Berber player, Ebby, in green, might be thinking about rushing him as well. So it's a free-for-all. Obviously, you can't just take out one player, you have to take out all 5 of the other players. So you have to have eyes in the back of your head.
That you do. That you do. And they can't build additional town centers, by the way, which means their economies are going to be really small. But since they start with all these extra resources on high, it means they have to spend that very, very carefully. I do like that since you start with 800 stone, it encourages you to build a castle immediately. But you have to be careful where you put it. I mean, you mentioned this earlier. Because this is El Dorado and it's sudden death, you can't wall immediately around your town center. You can't even build a castle adjacent to it. So look where Pete has to put his instead. He's going to have to get clever.
Yeah, when I played this map myself, I actually like to put the castle in the middle of the map to try to gain control of the golden stone. As you notice, this map is on completely explored, and on El Dorado, the middle is fully revealed. So I like to put the castle right in the middle. Players know exactly where their opponent's town centers are, which will mean it's going to be very easy for them to go for those town center snipes, though.
Yeah, that it will be. And another interesting aspect of this is that it's El Dorado, but you can't build additional town centers, so you lose those villagers in the middle, you fall really, really far behind. I like the way Gray's structuring his base. He's making it very difficult for any units to get in there with a nice makeshift wall off. But he's going to have to be careful because he doesn't have that much time to do it. In the meantime, Windscreen Wipers has basically definitive map control here, and it looks like he wants to zone Orange off the middle.
Yeah, Windscreen Viper still hasn't used his castle yet. He's already at the top score. He's done a lot of good harassment onto the Whisperer. And he's going to be able to drop that castle down whenever he wants. He's coming in with a monk and start to harass some of the villagers of Rovsia.
And he will probably be able to get a conversion off. Orange has drawn aggro, one villager being converted. And aha, it looks like Windscreen Wipers will be doing exactly what you said, which is dropping a castle in the middle. Meanwhile, Green going for the lag opening, trying to slow down the game a little bit, giving him more time to build back. He has the Berbers with the 15% cheaper stable units. Is an excellent bonus. There's a fairly large army of Knights.
Go to Gray! Go to Gray!
Go to Gray?
Gray's going down!
Oh, he's going down! +5 attack versus buildings, nobody. What do you think of that?
That bonus is not useless! That bonus is not useless!
Oh my god. So, for those of you who are not aware, the Indians do get +5 attack bonus versus buildings with their camels, and yes, that works with Mamluks. Yes, it's a team bonus.
Is he gonna get it, though?
And Gray's going down!
I don't think he's gonna get it. They're all repairing.
I don't think he's gonna get it. I can't tell. It's lagging so hard.
This is the great thing about lag. It keeps these great situations going on for longer.
Order now, HD, best game of the year. Oh my god, you're right. He's actually gonna live. Is he out of money?
I think he is. Yeah, he would be still repairing, but it doesn't matter. I think. I think Orange is not really focusing on it that much. He's gonna go back. No, he's gonna go for it again. Oh, but he's bought some stone now.
God, it's lagging so badly. This is performance that you pay for. I'm so glad. $40, man. It was worth it. In the middle of the map, the castle's about to go down. Green trying to contest the middle, but he's not going to do it successfully. And Orange is so close.
200
so
HP. 100. He's down.
I was telling you earlier, I like the way that Gray is building his base, but you know what? He was protecting himself from Pete, because he knows that Pete can drop the ban hammer at any moment, whether on my channel or on Reddit. But he was underestimating Robsy, who just sniped it with the camels.
Look at how many bodies are under his town center right now. Just what's left of Gray's empire.
This is some spooky skeleton Halloween level stuff right here. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the other players' positions in this game?
Well, Windscreen Ripers is obviously in control. He's in control of all of the stones and the golds in the middle of the map. However, Ebby does have a large army, starting to mass a lot of camels, and, you know, Windscreen Wipers chose to put that castle in the middle, which means he has no defenses for his own town center. And some of the villagers won't even be there to repair because they're in the middle also. So, Windscreen Wipers has to look out.
Yeah, it's an excellent point. We have to remember that the stone and gold, all of it's in the middle of the map, and it's so hard to control. You have 800 stone at the start, and wherever you build that castle, it's really difficult for you to ever get in a position where you can build another one. Now, Orange, he's flexing. He's getting a little close on Green, that aggressive posturing. Will Green be able to hold the line? I think he's going to have a lot of trouble with this because he's making mono knights versus those camels. I think he'll get mopped up.
Yeah, the thing is, players don't expect how fast, like, their town centers can possibly go down. Like, Rosia could go in and just snipe that, even under the castle and that kind of stuff. I have a saying on my channel that anyone can win sudden death in just in any sort of game because you're just not expecting things, and you're not expecting people to go, like, all in onto your town center. So anything can happen. In fact, he's going north right now.
Meanwhile, Pete, you know why he picked the Byzantines? I got to figure it out now. He wants that cheap Imperial Age so he can get out those trebuchets and try and snipe some town centers. So I hope the Whisper is ready because those trebs with 16 range are quite difficult to deal with. But the Byzantines do not get siege engineers, and having one fewer range and missing 25% bonus damage versus buildings does matter a lot on sudden death. But Orange is coming in for the kill. He's going to raid some villagers.
Yeah, all those villagers are actually trapped against the edge right there. They're all going to die. That's like half of Ebby's economy.
Yeah, that it is, and it's going to take him so long to replace those villagers because he has only one town center. And meanwhile, he's just rallying villagers to the middle. He's not even really defending himself.
No, he's going to the middle, but he's going to find that he's got a castle right there in the middle. And those villagers have really nothing to do. Ebby's kind of screwed here.
He's totally screwed, and he actually knows that castle's there too because the middle is revealed. So, it looks like Orange, though, he content to play with his prey. Not going to get the kill right now. He wants to take out every single green unit there is before he takes out that town center.
Yeah, I think Robsy is maybe scared a little bit of the castle that's there, so maybe just trying to get a little bit of damage here. However, there will be a watchtower from Windscreen Ripers, which will completely lock down the middle.
Oh my god. Some of my favorite games that I've played with the devs were these free-for-all sudden death ones. And one of these games, there was a little bit of water along the edge of the map, and I hadn't scouted it completely, so I tried putting some trebuchets like in a transport ship. So what I did is I put some villagers in a transport ship to try and sneak around the back of my opponent's base. It was on a map similar to El Dorado. And I wanted to get some cannon galleons in there, and I found out that the water just barely didn't reach his town center, and my cannon galleons were 2 range short. And I ended up losing that game, but I got second place. These games are always a blast to watch.
I did try to tempt some of the players. I did mention people should pick Turks because there's water on the outside. That would have been a horrible mistake.
Do you think the elite cannon galleons can actually hit the town center?
Not even close.
No,
not even close.
No, that's a... Oh, they can hit oranges. That's it.
Maybe some of them. Anyway, the castle's going down from the Whisperer, and how the hell is Whisperer going to defend this? He's got a few monks out. Persian's not the best monks. I think we might see our second player go down here, unless there's like a miracle.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you here. I feel like if you're not in the Imperial Age, there's not too much you can do against these trebuchets. I mean, Pete even has these defended with monks, so knights are not really an option for blue. He's going to kind of need some white cav maybe if he wants to stop this, but ideally he needs chemistry, and he needs bombard cannons. He'll never get to the Imperial Age. That's why I kind of like the Byzantines pick here from Pete. It's pretty clever.
Yeah, Pete, the man with a plan. He said he had a plan with the Byzantines in the game lobby, and this is his plan. However, I suppose if he's got a civ that doesn't need gold, doesn't need the gold that's clearly under the control of windscreen wipers, it would be the Byzantines. So I do like this plan.
Yeah, it's kind of brilliant. Kind of brilliant. All of his years of experience paying off. And Orange, man, he just does not want to finish the game. Look at the way that Green is forced to protect his lumberjacks, and he can't stonewall this because he doesn't have any stone. Oh, man.
Not looking so good for Ebby. I think clearly the two best players in this matchup right now are going to be Pete and windscreen wipers. We'll have to see. I mean, Rosevia is looking pretty strong as well.
Yeah, that he is. Look at poor Blue forced to build his palisade walls like a caveman. Oh, man. No money at all for any of these players. Windscreen Wipers putting down the university. He wants to learn something, and what's it going to be? Is it going to be for ballistics, chemistry, masonry? Actually, oddly enough, masonry is actually extremely important on sudden death. You got to keep your town center healthy.
Yeah, all these weird technologies that you never would think are important are actually completely important, and strategies that shouldn't be legitimate suddenly are legitimate, which is why I love this game mode.
Yeah, it is absolutely nuts. I missed a couple subs earlier, by the way. Thank you, Dilbert UK, as well as the Kangaroo. So obviously, he's on the hunt, but the thing is he has to be very careful. Yeah?
I think Orange is going to go for Teal. Teal doesn't have a lot of defenses here. He's got some monks, but there is quite a bit of lag. If those monks go down, there's absolutely no defense here for windscreen wipers.
We always got to factor in the lag, man. It's the most important aspect of this game, and a resource.
Conversions.
He's got the 3. Okay. I mean, he's microing this well. Do you think he's going to win this battle? It doesn't look good for him, but he's got the healing.
There's way more camel stills from Ravzia, but I think he's got enough to maybe defend himself in case that he does try to go for that town center snipe. We have some light cavalry coming from Ebby too. I think he wants a little bit of revenge also, but that's going to be good enough for the defense.
Orange is gonna retreat. The town center arrows plus the monks. Great defense by windscreen wipers. He barely holds on, and Orange caught with his tail between his legs. And he has to be careful. If we check his resources, he just doesn't have that much money. Every camel he loses, it's really hard to replenish it because El Dorado is an unforgiving map.
Yeah, that it is. Again, going back to the beginning of the game, though, I do like the Indians' economy. Those little economy bonuses really help so much in these one town center only starts.
That they do, but can they deal with the might of the Berbers' 5,000 ping and 5 FPS game plan? He's trying to put down the 3rd barracks, but his own lag being used against him. Will Ebby survive? Yes, the barracks will come down. He has too many unit production facilities, in my opinion, I think. I don't know if he has the economy to sustain this. Now, Orange in the middle going to take some castle shots.
Yeah, not so good. Luckily, those aren't not like AOC camels, but yeah, yes. Not great.
Oh, not great at all. This camel's taking a lot of damage, but Green still keeping his ping high and his resources low. Now,
he's gonna lag himself to death.
Wait, what? He just
GG. Well, his economy's in shambles, to be quite honest. It really doesn't have much going for him here. Bottom score.
Yeah, his economy's so small you need a microscope to see it. I can understand why he would resign there, so... Now that the game is going to run a lot faster, the camels are going to be able to get around the map. There are 4 players remaining. Who do you think has the definitive advantage?
I definitely think windscreen wipers, but windscreen wipers is not really taking this game mode seriously. At this stage, you should probably be walling in your town centers, maybe even double walling, especially with those Chinese walls. They get extra HP. So not really taking the game mode seriously. Pete knows the game mode a little bit better, but again, none of the players really walling in their town centers too much.
Oh my god, did you just bring up the Great Wall technology?
Yeah, it's good tech, good tech. I had a player once in a community game play the Chinese and triple layer wall their town center with Chinese Great Walls with 4 castles. They ended up winning.
By the gods. This game we've seen the Indians attack bonus versus buildings paying dividends, and now Great Wall as well. Pretty sick. I mean, windscreen wipers, I gotta agree with you. He's in a great position because he has the middle, but he's never gonna get to the Imperial Age, and that's what makes this game so interesting to me, is that Pete's in Imp, he's super duper poor, and then Teal has the middle, but he's never gonna get Imp.
Yeah, just variation on the strategies here. I'm just kind of surprised that the Whisper has actually stayed in it this long. He's switching into Pikemen. Monks are not the best against Pikemen. Before, I know we missed some good Mangonel shots, but the Mangonel's actually able to take out 2 or 3 Monks, and the Whisper is still in this game. And he's got a good farm economy going, too. Look at these farms around his town center. These look like Resonance farms.
They actually... He's trying to outdo me! I've been one-upped! What is this? I've actually been legitimately one-upped. This is disgusting. He has, this is really inefficient. Mills, my friends, they're pretty good. Yeah, Blue actually kind of has an economy. Major props to him for defending against Pete's Imperial Age push. I don't know how he did it, but the answer was with some excellent Mangonel shots. And now Pete putting down the double archery ranges. I wonder what type of units he's going to make. Maybe a couple hand cleaners or arbs. But right now, I mean, Teal strip mine in the middle. What can he do with all that cash money? We'll have to see.
Looks like he's playing Korean style. He's getting up 3 towers. He's just going to say to himself, I have the middle. That's all I need this game. I don't have to worry about anything else. I'm just going to starve the rest of the players out of their resources. That's his game plan.
I hope his game plan involves arrow slits. Oh no, he can't get that in the castle age anymore. Damn you, Cision! Cision strikes again. Meanwhile, Blue playing the Persians like the Khmer with all the siege. My gods. He's got Scorpions, he's got Mangonels. I wonder what Pete's gonna make against this. It looks like it's skirms because again he just doesn't have any gold, and no one can get gold from the middle.
I know you're kind of a nerd for your technologies, but the Great Wall actually affects guard towers. So there you go.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it affects towers.
Oh my god!
I feel pretty good. I went up to you on technology knowledge.
Has it always been like that? Oh, it might have always been like that. Does it also affect outposts?
I don't think so. That would be weird.
That's really weird. Yeah, so my problem is that I've been working on the game for so long that we keep changing things. And it's like back in my day, the Geniteur used to benefit from recurve bow, and that wasn't very balanced. And back in my day, the Malay had champions.
Back in my day, the Aeroslits technology used to be the meta in the Castle Age. I remember those days.
It was even better in the beta than it was ever on live. I remember the initial forum post. We were like, okay, well, is it possible to make keeps OP? Oh, apparently it is. Apparently it is. It's absolutely possible, yes.
What are you guys going to come up with next? Is it possible to make the outposts OP?
Oh, God. I honestly,
10,000
I think about it a lot. I think if you remove the stone cost, I actually think the building is OP.
Robsy is actually going to get some monk conversions here. There's not a lot of defense. This is less defense than Windscreen Wipers had before. This is at the very least going to be a very good raid for Robsy.
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic raid and no masonry for Windscreen Wipers, and he doesn't have the no gold excuse because masonry only costs food and wood, you know what I'm saying? He's going to get a lot of nice conversions here, so Windscreen Wipers playing the value game, but he's going to lose a lot of his economy. He just can't possibly keep it afloat. Look at the middle of the map, too, by the way. What a disgusting... Oh, it's just disgusting.
Yeah, Windscreen Wipers is like playing Kid the Hill style, or... I don't know what he's playing, but it's just, yeah, absolutely disgusting. No other player went for the middle. You'd think with all the golden stone in the middle, some other player would go for it, but nope.
More like gold in no rush. Teal playing like he's his strategy, his Chinese build looks like an MC Escher painting. What am I looking at? It's so ugly.
Oh, I love this strategy from the Whisperer. Actually, building docks is like the best way to grow your economy on a one-town center only, because you could build as many docks as you want, you can build as many fishing traps as you want, and it really helps the it really helps grow your economy exponentially.
It's like I always say, it's like having another town center in the early game, or in this case, in the early mid-game, or whatever the hell high resources Castle Age Eldorado start is. This is excellent for him. It means that he doesn't have to build more shitty res farms. Yeah, he actually built a mill, he fixed it! We're saved! Kinda.
Looks like we're gonna have an epic showdown here between Pete and the Whisperer. The Whisperer is still nowhere near getting up to the next stage. It looks like he's gonna be Castle Age for the rest of this game. But he's got a sizable army here, actually a much larger army than Pete has.
I wonder if anyone's actually going to get to Imp at all, considering that it's sudden death and it's Eldorado. I mean, the only one with any potential of getting Imp is maybe Windscreen Wipers. Maybe, and that's just because he has the middle. Maybe he could buy his way to Imp? I don't know. I don't know. So Pete, he's got trebuchets. It's up to him to leverage that.
Yeah, as you watch more sudden death games, it starts out really, really intense at the very get-go with those starting resources, but then players have to gradually build their economy up until they're about 100 villager mark, and then things get going again.
And that's going to take quite some time for some of them, but Blue posturing aggressively. Red in the Imperial Age, but he hasn't had any money to research any blacksmith upgrades at all. So both players on even footing, and it's weak footing at that. But the mangonels coming down. That was all the Whisperer could afford, is those 3 mangonels. So every mangonel he loses will be devastating. How good will those mangonel shots be? He's inching forward.
I think they'll be great, but I think they're going to be great onto himself if Pete has redemption here, which it looks like he doesn't. He's actually going to get mauled by those mangonel shots.
Wow. He is going to get mauled by those mangonels, and he does not have redemption. Another excellent mangonel shot for Blue. That's why they call him the Mangonel Whisperer, and the Trebuchet snipes gonna all miss by Pete. He's gonna have to retreat, and he can't replace those Trebuchets if he loses them. I don't think he will. But in the meantime, Orange is going in for Teal.
Oh, he's actually gonna get the town center! There's no defense here at all from Windscreen Ripers.
None at all. +5 attack versus buildings. Orange now has to make light cavalry. No masonry.
People, get masonry. This is the theme of the game. Get masonry. It's the most important technology in Age of Empires.
Do you know how masonry works against the +5 attack bonus versus buildings and the camels?
No clue. I have no clue.
Building armor is so confusing.
Building armor is a myth. No one knows how that works. Just like the economy.
It's the most goddamn confusing thing in the universe. It's so confusing that the Burmese Howdah technology is split between... Oh, wow. He's gonna live! What?
It's the power of the monks, man. Power of the monks.
By the gods. Teal, you madman.
This is the second time. This is the second time he's lived from the camels of Ravzia. That's incredible.
I mean, I like these settings that you picked because I have never seen every penny matter more than I have in this specific game. Every single resource matters, and when you get a conversion, that's huge! To the point where Windscreen Wipers holds on. He lives to fight another day, and now Red, in the Imperial Age, struggling versus the Castle Age Persians because those mangonels. Wow.
I can't believe how badly Pete's strategy has failed. He took out the castle of the Whisperer, but somehow wasn't able to move his trebs far enough to get to the town center. All they had to do was get just a little bit closer to get to that town center, and it would have been game over. But no, just too much mass from the Whisperer. Again, it might be going to the strength of that Persian economy.
You know, I've casted some weird games before. I've casted that like free-for-all for 2 hours with T90. That was pretty weird. I've casted a lot of strange games with Mem, but this is the most confusing game of Age of Empires I've ever seen. We have a player in the Imperial Age. No one else is ever going to get to the Imperial Age. He's dying due to a couple of mangonels and some excellent plays by the Whisperer. The Whisperer is in a great position. Teal has control of the middle, but he can't really do that much with it too. This game's just nuts. Orange didn't get him.
I have to say the only thing we're missing right now are the P-tards. I just need to see the P-tards in this game will be complete.
These players so poor they can't get any blacksmith upgrades. So basically, those few siege weapons that Blue has are all the siege weapons he's gonna have. And for those of you who are wondering where he's getting that cash, he's getting it on the black market, selling 100 food for a mere 17 shekels, which is enough in this case to barely create a battering ram. And Pete getting pushed back. Is there anything that he can possibly do to keep himself alive at this point? I don't know.
He can hope that that the Whisperer just wants to target down those buildings and has a vendetta against those Byzantine buildings. That's all he can hope for now.
He's moving a lot of villagers around. Pete's got a plan. I don't know what it could be. I mean, maybe his town center arrow shots will be enough to whittle this down. Blue has a very, very finite amount of siege weapons. If those get taken down, we'll see.
Now, if I was Pete, those trebuchets are completely useless. Those monks are kind of completely useless. What I would do is I would make a transport and transport all the way to the back of Whisperer's base and just set up shop on those trebuchets. There's a nice little hill at the back of the Whisperer's base right there. It's going to take maybe 2 volleys of trebuchet shots and down goes the town center.
Huh. Speaking of that, you just made me notice that there's a relic that the Whisperer has not picked up that's actually in his base that's obscured by his trees. If you don't... Let this be a PSA to everybody. If you don't have the Pussywood mod installed, this is why you have it. Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see that relic. Orange trying to do some raiding with Light Cav, but alas, he has to deal with his own OP Indian camels from Teal.
I don't know what Ravzia's problem is, but he just is obsessed with throwing units away under Winston Riper's town center.
This town center, killing spree, triple kill, monster, kill. Orange is sending in spearmen after spearmen, but he can't afford pikemen. He's just rallying in his units. I mean, he actually has a pretty big economy, if we're being honest, but his chances of killing this town center are low.
Well, I'm just noticing, I mean, the Whisperer's actually got some siege under this town center of Pete. He just needs to take down these trebuchets, and that might be the end of Pete, actually.
That will be the end of Pete. Gosh, you know, in all my years of playing Sudden Death, trebuchets have been the decisive unit, but Blue, with these sick jukes, making these trebuchets look like fools. I can't believe this build didn't work.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Oh, but unit pathing. HD unit pathing strikes again. I don't know how they made it worse, but they did. They should have never touched it, in my opinion, but oh, they did.
So this ram is absolutely critical. If this ram stays up, that's GG for Pete. He needs to go for that ram at all costs. There's no other siege in this area.
You can't afford to build another siege weapon. God, they're so poor. Oh my god. Every single person in this game is like me in college. Good lord. Have to eat instant ramen, can only afford one battering ram. Please.
This is where you kind of get disheartened by how much damage the trebuchet does to the ram. The ram has 180 pierce armor, and the trebuchet does 200 damage, so that's 20 damage a pop. That is a piece of knowledge that you'd never have to know for any other game mode.
People often ask me why the battering ram actually has that high pierce armor. It's actually
for the situation.
Just for the trebuchet. It's just for it.
It's just for the situation.
One ram, but he's got the extra HP in his town center, and he has no wood to repair it.
Oh, he needs to buy some wood. It's dirt cheap because windscreen right. Everyone's been selling at this stage. But
oh, I know, he does have wood. Wait, he does have wood. Oh my god, but there's another battering ram.
Yeah, where did that come from?
I actually don't even know, but... Huh. I can't tell what's happening to Pete. I mean, this one trebuchet is hilariously dealing... Oh, I see shifted targets. Does he want to kill the scorpion now? Pete's making big plays, but the treb on fire.
I think Pete's just gonna wait here until those bugs regain their faith. He's just waiting for those monks to decide when they're gonna make their next conversion.
Boom, headshot. Sniping's a good job, mate. Out of doors, picks out the scorpion, and I mean, Pete is staying alive, but he's running out of wood. He has spent, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he has spent 1,600 wood repairing this town center, and he's gonna go all the way.
This is the slowest death I've ever seen in Age of Empires.
What a game, what a game. Meanwhile, Orange, I mean, he's booming up. He's booming up. How much population does this madman have? 119. Meanwhile, Pete, still cauterizing the wounds. He's going to survive. He even has like 3 cataphracts in here, which just destroy trash units. Pete lives.
Yeah, Pete's alive. He's alive and well. Here comes the second wave from the Whisperer, though, but no siege to back it up. You can't do anything without the siege. So Pete's looking pretty good here. The Whisperer's looking strong. Windscreen Wipers is looking strong. Robsy is looking strong. I think any player can win it at this stage.
Oh man, I was worried this game would be too short, but now I'm worried this game's going to be too long, confusing, and I'm going to wake up in the bathroom having no idea what I did last night. What's going on? So Pete's going to survive because he's got the cataphracts, and he would just spent all of his wood on that, repairing his town center. Blackwinds ask why no one walls around their TC anyway, because it's El Dorado, all the stones in the middle. They don't have enough stone to actually do that, and it's really inconvenient because of the pond. Pete's going to survive, like you said, waiting for that faith. These monks, decisive, but that hill is going to be pretty annoying.
You know what's crazy? Still 3 of these players are in the Castle Age. We started with high resources, and still 3 of these players are still in the Castle Age.
Some Conquerors AI level shit, I'm telling you, as Windscreen Wiper is now aggressively moving towards
the train car! The train car is going into Pete's base. Oh, he's gonna get some gold!
Oh, wow!
Oh, he's gonna make a run for it!
Hashtag big plays.
That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
9 gold stolen, but no trade caravan.
The
One of the most
aiming
common
for
mistakes. Every game I see nobody where one of my teammates is building trade cars, there's a trade caravan. Part of me dies inside. Now, of course, in this case, getting trade caravan's a terrible idea, but damn, that 9 gold stolen right underneath Pete's nose. Well played.
This isn't like Pete's already dead. Pete's still in this game, and he's still trading with them.
I love how inconvenient it is, too, because of Pete's building walls, and that Pete is actually still alive. What a stupid game of Age of Empires, too, but I love it. And yet still, nobody can afford any upgrades. I mean... Robsy's getting really, really big. a lot of steroids here, but he has no access to the middle. It's just trash units, and he's really been trying to dislodge Teal. But the thing is that without any gold, you can't remove that castle. So I don't know what he's gonna do.
I understand. Maybe the Whisper should just pull back for a little bit, try to afford the next age. Ravsia can pull back a little bit, try to afford the next age. Obviously, it's it's got to cost him at least like 5,000 food to actually sell up to that point, though.
Yeah, Here comes the trade card coming in for a second run. That's a straight DPS loss to attack that trade card. Also, it's a civilian, so that's actually against the Geneva Convention. That's a war crime. Can't hurt him. Meanwhile, Blue, covering his trade cart, creating space by moving forward with his own skirms. But here comes the Cataphracts, the Trash Destroyer. Will they be cleaning this up? I think he will.
They're doing a pretty good job. They only have +1 armor, though, so not the best in the world, but they're going to be good enough in this situation. I think the players need to just have a little chat here and say, hey, Windscreen Ripers is clearly the only player taking gold and stone in this matchup. Maybe we should go try to gang up on him.
You know, I've seen a lot of weird things this game, and I agree with that, by the way. I've seen a single crossbowman in the top corner of the map take out 4 fishing ships solo. That just happened. And the Whisper continuing his pressure. Pete, though, will be able to hold the line somehow. I agree. These guys have to do something about the middle because Windscreen Wipers, does he even need to get to the Imperial H? How good is that technology anyway? We'll find out.
He's going to take a little bit of poor engagement here. Apparently, Trash is better than all the other gold units he can make because just going to get overwhelmed by these Indian Light Cav.
Huh. So Chukonus are bad now, I guess. Huh, where do you know?
It's completely opposite, yeah. Turks are actually the best civ. They're the best civ now.
Oh my god! Everything's topsy-turvy. This isn't the Age of Empires I know. Okay, so Orange doesn't want to commit too hard to this fight because Teal still has a lot of units and Orange doesn't want to throw them away. But like, oh my god, Orange even has a shitload of longswordsmen actually in Green's base, cleaning all that up. This is a pretty nutty game, but like the problem is without gold, I don't understand how these players can actually kill each other.
I think that the Whisperer is starting to realize a little bit. He sent some scouts onto the right side of the Windscreen Ripers. He's going to the middle a bit. Maybe it was just a misclick, but I think... Oh, here we go. In the chat, Whisperer is saying we need to go for Teal.
And I have to say that is the correct play. I have swapped my resources, by the way, Quincun to Windscreen Wipers, so... He does not have that much gold in the bank. He's got a bit of stone. He may be able to build another castle in 2017, so stay tuned. He's a lot of wood. Orange with a big engagement on Blue, but he's not fighting with all this
This is pretty funny, actually. So the Whisperer just said we all need to go on Teal. Immediately, Orange attacks him, and Pete says, well, you try to kill me. So now everyone's kind of against the Whisperer now.
Oh, poor Whisperer. Poor Whisperer. I mean... He's doing all right. He just has to, like, hog the hills that he has. And honestly, his hill generation's pretty good. He has a very, very large military, but I think they're going for the wrong guy. It's Windscreen Wipers who's got all the money. Sure, he has almost no villagers in the middle, and he's been raided a lot, but I don't like giving the Chinese player all that gold. That's scary.
I don't know. What the hell is Ralphia doing cleaning up all the buildings of Ebby? I have no clue what his vendetta is against him.
It's the lag. I'm telling you, it's all those years of lagging. He's been playing AoE 2 HD since 2013, since it came out. He watched the Viper versus Doubt Best of 21 that they were supposed to do on release day. He was there for that stream. And I'm telling you, man, the lag, it gives him flashbacks. I wonder if he has arson. I'm assuming he doesn't because every penny is precious in this game. And right now, Teal holds the hill. There's no way, really, that Blue wants to move in on that. He's putting down more barracks. He's got +2 attack.
All lag and no gold.
Lagging.
All lag and no gold makes Ravsia a doughboy.
Ebby from the grave. Oh, still, no, it's actually not him. He
Shit, that is a lot of longswordsmen. That is a shit ton of longswordsmen.
Do you think he has arson? Do you think he's that kind of guy?
I would think so. Why would you go for Indian longswordsmen if you didn't have arson?
I don't know, man. Lag changes people. I'm assuming he does have arson, though. In fact, AoE 2 HD being the advanced technological marvel that it is. If I go to his
I think if he goes in now, he could get the town center.
He does have it. He does have it.
I think if he goes now, he could actually take out Teal. Teal's army is kind of distracted on the left side. And we're going to have a battle between the Whisperer and Windscreen Wipers. If these guys take each other out, I mean, Oh, here comes Orange. Orange is gonna go for it, I think.
Ooh, and while he's going for it in the middle, if you guys are wondering exactly why Windscreen Wipers hasn't just destroyed the game and he doesn't have billions and billions of dollars, it's because he keeps getting raided in the middle. He's has done. Money, but...
He's GG. He's GG, this is it.
Windscreen Wipers got the second castle, but... Oh, these long swordsmen, this is so satisfying when you walk underneath the town center. Take a look at this, nobody. Look at that damage.
Yes!
A lot of damage.
Yes!
In the words of downtown, that's a lot of damage. This town center going down. Can't repair that. Money can buy a lot of things, but it can't buy repair speed on that level. Windscreen Wipers, the juggernaut, going down. There's no way he could have repaired against that. The arson longsword. Who says longswordsmen are bad? Link them this game. Link them this game.
So, this is the break the meta for the break the meta.
Somewhere in a distant cigar smoke-filled room, Cision is laughing. You asked why arson exists. Why plus 5 HP to long swordsmen. This is why, you fools. Why we gave +1 extra attack versus buildings.
So it's a free-for-all in the middle now. Immediately, Pete is starting to tread down some of these guard towers of his deceased opponent here. Immediately, the Whisperer tries to go into the middle. He's going to get mauled down by some crossbows, and Robsia should be going in the middle as well. So suddenly, now we're going to have a free-for-all in the middle.
Wow, you certainly picked some crazy settings. I think after watching AoE2 replay since like 2004 and casting since 2009 that you think I'd seen it all, but no, I haven't, because Pete actually got Halberdier 50 minutes in.
Wow, yeah, he did, he finally did. That was a pretty expensive one, 600 gold, yeah. why does the unit that costs no gold cost so much gold to upgrade? I have no clue.
Why is Hussar so expensive? It's really expensive for what you get. You get like, what, 15 HP and a slightly increased attack bonus versus like monks and archers? Ugh.
The game designers were dicks.
Yeah, they were. But Hussars look so cool, which I think is why they cost so much. So, Robsy, really slow. Long swordsman, he actually has squires, I think, but god, they're so unbelievably slow. So he's posturing towards Pete. He's not going to get there until 2018. And meanwhile, Pete, moving towards the middle of the map with his patented trebuchets, inching in some villagers forward, still getting harassed from the grave by Windscreen Wipers. What a game.
Look at this huge army from the Whisperer, going towards the middle. These guys have pretty sizable economies for the most part, I think. Pete's actually going to wall up his town center a little bit. It looks like he's learned his lesson a bit. Unfortunately, Persian stone walls.
Oh, yeah, they don't actually have fortified walls. All the weird things mattering in this game. Look at the lack of blacksmith upgrades from a lot of these players. I mean, Blue has an army that's just colossal.
These were 2K players. These are 1900 2K players also, so...
Ladies and gentlemen, the best that HD has to offer. Cannot afford Bodcanero 52 minutes in the game because of El Dorado. Damn you, El Dorado! It's amazing how much the 2K Plus player base dipped after patch 4.0. They all went to Voobly. But these guys, it's mostly that they just don't have any cash, and Pete had to save up his entire life, ever since he was a fetus, to afford that Halberdier upgrade. Everyone wants that money in the middle. Who's gonna get it?
Shh! Robsy is going for a sneak attack.
But he gets spotted by the red sheep. He's
gotta be sneaky here. Gotta be really sneaky.
Now the red sheep saw him. Oh, alright, I'm on the Pete line of sight. Hey, Pete sees this because he has a lumber camp there. Is that why? So this is like 5D chess. Pete built that lumber camp like 40 minutes ago because he knew. He knew.
Let's take a look at
Freetown watch.
Let's take a look at Pete's army. Pete's kind of distracted right now by the Whisperer. Might not be. Maybe that orange is blending in to the side of his map. Those longswords are getting closer and
It's
closer.
blending into the shore terrain. The shore terrain, nobody. It looks kind of orange. And meanwhile, Pete, looking at the chat, sees that the Black Winds is like, where's the walls?
It's that classic
he
camouflage.
doesn't have enough money to build a wall.
It's that camouflage strategy. That's what it is. Try to blend in.
Honestly, the orange and red units, I mean,
oh shit, he's noticed.
See that army.
He's noticed. He's noticed, but there's light cam in there too. I think Pete's going down.
The Black Winds chanting, finish the wall, but Pete can't get anyone else to pay for it. Now Robsy moving in. He's gonna get the wall. The wall. It's got a hole. There's always a hole.
That's it. Pete's gonna go down. The long swordsman rush OP.
The cataphract! It's the Naga counter that Light of Heaven was talking about! But no! The arson is too strong! Incision claims another soul! What a monster! And now, there are only 2 Titans remaining. The Whisperer and Robsy. And Pete just got capped ram and he doesn't even get to use it.
Oh, what a game, what a game. Oh, no, don't lag it, don't lag now. Oh, it's good, it's good, it's good. Oh, a little heart attack there.
That's why we play HD, because you never know if the game's going to finish or not. Adds an extra layer of depth to a game that's already more deep than 5D chess. So, Rob sees Long Swordsman. He can't get to the Imperial Age, so it's basically the best he can do. The Whisperer, though, his wall's more complete.
Yeah, but I think he's not completing this wall because he wants, like, those farmers to go to the town center or some stupid thing like that. Like, the farm is more important than the completing the wall. Like, what?
This is the saddest game I've ever seen, and seriously, I gotta send this decision later. So, we gave them men-at-arms lines, everything but militia, plus 1 extra attack versus buildings a long time ago. And then there's arson, that's plus 3, it's crazy. Oh, the Whisperer, he's got a wall shaped like a shitty acorn. Will that be enough?
You know, the Whisperer's a survivor. He's been, you know, pummeled by Pete, and he came back in this game. Is he gonna come back this time? You know, he's the only player mining gold at the stage. He's gonna be pretty strong in a few minutes here.
Rob C up to 209 out of 245 population. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Oh yeah, I set the podcast to 300
for the Whisperer. Oh, of course, because for the competitive population, but Blue, he is gonna build a wall. He is gonna deliver.
He's going in with the villagers too. What? This is not Spanish villages. This is Persian villages. What is he doing?
I mean, the Long Swordsman. I mean, they're not that strong. Can Blue hold the line? He's pulling all of his economy off. Villagers on strike. Here comes the pikeman. What a stupid game. He doesn't even have enough villagers to. He doesn't even have a villager to build the wall. That's a monk in the TC. Oh,
sorry,
now he's sending
I just can't breathe right now.
Oh, dude.
But this is gonna be effective though. That's the rest of the long swordsman for Robsy. Yeah, there's a second wave coming in though.
Hey, yes, Roberto, Resonance Bot can play Gold Rush. The FAQ and everything is on the Steam Workshop page. Someone will read it eventually. Sniff, sniff. So, Orange. He's got a large army, but Blue has the high ground, and as we know from Star Wars, that's everything. He just has to camp that hill. He should be okay, but he lost a lot of villagers in that fight, and Orange is doing some heavy raiding. I guess the Indians are really that OP.
Yeah, they're able to win any game mode, of course. I like Robsy I like his thinking. So he initially picked the Indians because he wanted the camels and the camel bonus, and he said, "Hey, that's not really working right now. What can I do that's even better versus buildings? Oh, let's go to longswordsman." That's like some adaptive thinking right there. That's like some 2K level Voobly shit.
Oh, it's like some 4K level Voobly shit. I think Robsy's the predator at this point, but he's finished the wall. God. I saw Timo the Swiss Scott do this in one of my games, but man, you sure made it as harder for them as possible to actually get this wall off, and the Whisperer did.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it's gonna pay dividends for him. But the thing is, the Whisperer's economy's crippled. You can't win the game just by walling up. Let's check the Whisperer's population. Let's see what he's at.
He's at 128. That's not looking so good. Diagnosis: patient is dying. Robsy though at 200 population. All right. Someone has to post this to Reddit. Long Swordsman is the best unit in the game.
This is going to be the funniest thing in this game if Robsy wins this game. Robsy is still in the castle age. He has not literally advanced in age this entire game. Has not clicked that button.
Who thinks infantry need buffs? I don't know, man. Arson's the best tech in the game. Now, Blue has a pretty big army. He does, and he has ranged units, so he can actually tank this pretty well and trade really efficiently, but he has no economy anymore at all. He's walled off his town center.
Where the hell is Robsy getting his gold from?
Oh my god, he must be like selling stuff at the market. You know what's really stupid to think about, nobody, is that the Whisperer does not have a gate, so any new villagers that he creates, he can't actually even farm with them at all.
He's not thinking that far.
Probably not.
Just
look at these poor guys.
Give him 10-15 minutes to realize.
Oh my god, this is like watching the Conquerors AI. Good lord. with very, very strategic walls with no gates, farmers humping their own walls, no one has any upgrades. Like, have you... I tried to learn this game. I told myself I wouldn't play online until I was faster than the hardest Conquerors AI, because that was like how I learned games when I was a kid. And then I realized eventually, it was like, oh my god, you can't get to the feudal agent formats. And in all my years practicing against it, I never saw it research Paladin or any of the Imperial Age technologies. It'd get to Imp and it'd be like, fuck it, I don't need Paladin, I'm just making two-handed swordsmen all game and unupgraded cavalry archers. Oh god.
You know what?
Well,
the Whisperers, he's defended it. He's putting his villagers back to work. Look at those farms, how inefficient they are now, though.
Oh yeah, no, they're pretty bad. But Blue,
next level,
he's building a gate. Let my people go free, he says. And meanwhile, Orange, with the battering rams, menacingly inching the line forward. And this is bringing me back to the Illuminate days in 2009, where I think Blue might get housed. Oh, actually, no, he's got a long way to go.
You know, the Whisperer can still win this. If he wanted to mass some galleys up, that town center of Razvia is so close to the water.
You're right. I mean, he's the only one.
It's always possible you can win these.
That's what I tried to do versus the devs, and it failed due to map gen, but it could work here. I mean, yeah, you're right. He just has to make like a single cannon galleon. He barely has the money for it. The question is he thinking of the sixth dimension? Does he recognize this?
I don't know. The map is unexplored. They can see where their town center positions are, so you know that's my hope.
He just doesn't really have the money for this. Looks like Robsey's gonna take this game. I mean, with the very standard oppressive Indians build that we see just destroying the competitive scene, mass arson long swordsmen, unupgraded pikemen, and light cavalry, it's just impossible to counter.
I don't really know anything more that can be said about this game. I mean, I'm completely lost for words now.
I think the only word that I could use to describe this game is arson.
GG!
Yeah, GG! The Whisperer gonna surrender! What a fantastic game. Well played, Robsey, and everyone else.
Yeah, great game. That was so many back and forths. You know, windscreen wipers at one point, we were thinking about he was going to be the winner in this game. He got taken out. Pete got taken out by the longswords of Razvia. And also, Razvia taking out Gray early on in the game with his camel rush. So, Razvia, he's really going to be the most aggressive player here, trying to take out those town centers. And he's going to take out 3 of these opponents. Actually, 4. He took out Ebby, too. So he's taken out 4 of these opponents. Well-deserved victory for him.
No, he's a predator, I'm telling you. And he's showing us exactly how the Indians should be played. Competitive scene, it's fresh. The meta hasn't been decided yet, but I think I'm seeing it now.
I've never seen a free-for-all where actually one player has defeated the rest of the players single-handedly. You know what I mean?
What a game. No, yeah,
like
I know.
Directly responsible for defeating 5 players.
He is the deadliest force in the universe. I cannot believe it. Well played, Robsey. 49 buildings razed, based arson. You've done me proud. Welcome to Stream Marshall Cats. Wow. Wondering how he got the gold, everybody. It's because Robsey, he's just been selling food and wood at the market because he had a whopping villager count of, drumroll, 127, that is.
You know, he's only got a grand total of 5,000 gold collected this game, so that's probably all from the market. Can you imagine how much food that'll be? That's for a Spirit of the Law video. How much food will it took for him to sell that much?
Just threw up in my mouth a little bit thinking about it. At least he had 27 stone.
Well, that's how OP the Indians are. Your villagers are so cheap that you just don't need food for villagers. You just sell your food for gold.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and he had 2 relics, the 777 gold. I mean, if this isn't the peak of Age of Empires 2, then I don't know what is. I really hope you all enjoyed our co-casting. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Nobody, for joining me today. What a crazy game.